Spiritual practice does not mean just doing meditation and chanting the name of God. Undertaking sacred action is true spiritual activity. Buddha so long ago arrived at this truth, but now the scientists have caught up. Scientists say electromagnetic waves form a subtle energy from the heart when we meet soul to soul. That's sacred vision that leads to sacred feelings. Scientists say the heart releases a hormone-like substance called heart intelligence, which turns to sacred speech. We get a sense whether they mean what they say, which leads to sacred action. Empathy and love for others does not develop from seeing human beings as objects on TV, but by actively relating face to face with each other. We wonder why our thought, words, and deeds are not unified. And it's because of many things that are happening in our culture. Not just television, but the whole lifestyle has completely changed. One thing we are not aware of, when I was in the 60s raising kids, that's a term for America. We call them kids. I'm sure it's not your terminology. But the psychologists would always say, television has no effect on your children's behavior. They could not figure this out. So you'd let your children watch things, and they said it had no influence. One day I woke up, and I thought, if it has no influence, why are people paying millions of dollars for commercials to influence my buying habits? If it's influencing my buying habits, why is it influencing my child's morality? Baba taught me a long time ago how it's poisoning the mind. He said that filmmakers avoid films, he says. They tell you it's inspiring and educational, but the producers, in their greed for profit, they smuggle in low, debasing scenes to taint the raw minds of our children. We're not watching. We're not paying attention to what they're seeing. We're not even paying attention to what we are seeing. Look at this ad. Probably can't see it. Maybe the guy can you get a picture of that? This came out of a newspaper in India. Free is the way to be, made for each other. Do you see that? They're advertising cigarettes. There's a boy and a girl there in Western clothes, standing on a beach with birds flying at their feet. Free is the way to be, made for each other. They're telling the young people that they can do as they please, and they can spend time together as long as they're made for each other. What about the consequences? You want to take a picture of this one too? I'm glad I got you up here. Can you see that ad? Is it showing?
Yeah.
Look at that. Let's see, what have we got here? 3 girls around one guy. Huh? What are they advertising? No escape, it says. Now we got Barbie. You know everybody like Barbie and Ken dolls? This is a new one. Barbie dumps Ken. Ditched Ken after falling for Blaine, a wild surfer from Australia. even though they have been going together for 43 years as a couple.
Yeah, but tell them really what the reason. Read the rest of it. This is really important. This really bugs me. The couple was an example of one of the most rock-solid relationships ever. Now, Ken claimed the split-up was mutual. How many times have you heard your young people say? But according to the report, the stunning Barbie ditched Ken after falling for a hunk like Blaine. We can't even take our innocent little 6, 7, 8-year-old children anymore for granted the nonsense they're being given. Now, as a grandparent, you would naturally send them a Barbie outfit, wouldn't you? I mean, we've known Barbie for 43 years. What's wrong with Barbie? But in the outfit, there's going to be a Blaine that you don't even know about. And your little kid's going to see this kind of nonsense. So how are we programming young girls and boys? You see how subtle this media is doing to us? And we have to wake up and take time. We are so stressed out today. It's not easy. Not only do we have to end the day with patience, but now we got to analyze every blooming thing. Isn't it crazy? Every family should get together with all their family, their aunts and uncles, whoever you can, the adults. We did this one place, and it was absolutely amazing. They said, okay, who's got kids 0 to 5? Who's got kids 5 to 12? And who's got kids over 12? They said, okay, we're going to analyze what the kids watch on TV and what they want to watch. And we'll analyze it through proper vision. What we really know inside is right and wrong. They analyzed the shows and they got up together the next time they got together and talked about it to each other. Each little group gave a report like. The #1 show in America was rated the lowest show for teenagers and adults. Every negative thing they talked about was in that show. It was racist, it was sexist, it was degrading. It was unbelievable. And yet it was rated #1. You know, one of the young adults said to us, we're rugrats. And I said, what's a rugrat? You know, we laid on the carpet and watched television all the time. We were rugrats. Then the one girl said, do you know, Uncle, Auntie, when I was at the university, they had this sitcom on at night that was not really good, but it was mesmerizing. My friends would say, okay, let's get together and study. I could not give up that show. I was hypnotized by it. It was one of these daytime soaps that was on at nighttime or something. It was nonsense. She said, finally I realized I was losing relationships over this dumb TV show that had me mesmerized. You see how subtly they pull us in? And how subtly, if you really start looking at TV, I was so shocked. Parents are being put down as stupid by the media today because the kids got money to spend. So that's who they're advertising for. That's who they're advertising at. They bypassed us in our day because we had the money. 50 years ago, the kids didn't have any money. So they advertised and conned us. Now they're going after our kids because they got allowances. We got more affluent society. And India is starting to get a large middle class. And they're starting to have the same problems that we had in the